Hi, I'm Alec. I live in a small house with my dad. Our neighbors don't like us very much, probably because our house is the only one that doesn't look as nice as the others in our street. They say we're driving down the property value of the neighborhood, but we can't help it. We barely have enough money to survive every month. My dad may not be rich, but he does everything he can to have everything I needed, and he's been raising me on his own since Mom left. Our next-door neighbors were the worst. All they did was complain about us to our faces. One time, they even put a for sale sign up on our yard to let us know what they'd prefer us to do. Their son wasn't great either. Byron was a spoiled only child. He had it all. Nice school, all the newest toys, and the coolest gadgets. And he liked to rub it in my face. Of course you don't have the Polystation 5 or the Xbox X. I have both. And poor you don't even have a mom to buy you one. But Byron didn't have one thing that I had. Friends. See, Byron was the type of kid all the other kids avoided, mostly because they were scared of him. But when Byron saw that I had a lot of them, and they always came around to play and hang out even though I didn't have any fancy stuff, he got jealous. And he made it his mission to take away the one thing that I had that he didn't. He started by playing out on our yard, making sure my friends would see him when they came to visit. Any of you losers played with the Polystation 5? I bet you haven't. Come over to my house and you can get your hands on the latest games, and maybe you'll get invited to the cool table at school. One rule, bottom dollar, Alec isn't invited. At first, my friends just ignored him, but then it got worse and worse. Suddenly, he was showing everyone the newest iPhone, and then a tablet that could play 3D movies. He got a drone that could talk back, and then a robot dog that could do tricks. Then it was over. The next Saturday, my friends did come, but not to my house. Byron had won, as he always did. I felt betrayed, but years passed and I almost forgot about it. I had to grow up and help my dad around the house. I also started working at the same car wash my dad worked at. That was where I met Carrie. She was the owner's daughter, and she started hanging around there a lot more after we met. I asked her out and she said yes. I took her for ice cream on our first date. Then we went to the movies for our second. On our third date, we went for ice skating by the lake where all the couples went. There was snow falling and sappy Christmas songs were being played on the park speakers. That was the day I had my first kiss. Everything was going great until the day Byron and his friends came to the car wash. He'd just turned 16 and his dad got him a BMW. He was proudly showing off his shiny new ride when he noticed me. Of course you work here. It's the only place in town who'd be desperate to hire you and your dad. Shut up! Oh, and you got yourself an attack dog. How cute. Carrie glared at him, but Byron winked at my girlfriend. She could definitely do better than you. Girl that hot shouldn't be slumming it with bottom-feeding lowlife like you, Alec. Byron complained that I didn't wash his car good enough when I finished. I didn't want him to get me and my dad in trouble with the boss, so I just washed it again. And he complained again. I ended up washing his car 3 times, and by the end of it, he still complained to our boss, and he got away with not paying for the whole thing. The boss ended up taking the bill out of my dad's pay. I was pretty down that day. I was just glad Dad wasn't at work that day to see how badly I failed. He always taught me to stand up for myself, but I wussed out and gave in to Byron. I was about to open the door when it opened and a tall, beautiful woman in an apron opened it and hugged me so tight I almost couldn't breathe. Welcome home, my son. I was so confused. She didn't look one bit like my mom at all. My dad appeared behind her, laughing awkwardly. Who are you? Now, don't be rude, Alec. Say hello to your new stepmom. Why are my things and luggage down here? What's happening? Your stepmom and I have decided it's time for a change. We're selling the house. The neighbors will love that, but where will we live? When we pulled up to the house, I couldn't believe my eyes. It wasn't just a house. It looked like something from a magazine rich people read. There were a ton of pretty maids, and it was the size of a castle. The moment we got in, a butler and 5 maids took our stuff and carried them upstairs to our new rooms. And then 2 girls who looked exactly alike appeared. They kissed my new stepmom and hugged my dad. And then they came up to me and hugged me, too. Hi, I'm Maeve. And I'm Twyla. Girls, I'm just kidding. I'm Twyla and she's Maeve. We're twins, if you can't tell. Oh, no, I can tell. Son, these are your new stepsisters. Make sure you get along. I want us to be a big, happy family. The twins seemed immediately cool with me because they grabbed my arm and they took me to their garden maze. And there, they told me something I didn't expect. They wanted to be my girlfriends. Well, for a video at least. Twyla and Maeve were famous influencers with hundreds of thousands of followers. And they had an idea for a video that would catapult their views to new heights. They wanted me to star in a video where I pretended to be Twyla's boyfriend and they secretly switch occasionally, fooling me and betting that I couldn't tell them apart. But you're my sisters. Would I have to kiss? Stepsisters. And of course we have to kiss. We have to sell it. I said no. I told them it was too weird for me, and I told them that I had a girlfriend. They didn't push the issue, and I thought that was the end of it. But it turned out my girlfriend had followed us to the house, and she was listening when the girls pitched me their idea. She had dollar signs in her eyes as soon as she heard how many subs the girls had, and she started thinking about what Byron said. She started wanting more. And so, behind my back, Carrie sold me to the twins. She told me we were going on a date to a very special place. We hadn't been alone together, and I was so excited. When we got to the place, I couldn't believe it. She sprung for a massive villa by the beach. It was a more expensive date than any I'd ever gone to. But as soon as I got there, she pushed me through the door and locked it behind me. Sorry, babe. It was $10,000. I needed the money for that new designer bag that I really wanted. And then she ran. I had no choice but to give in to my stepsister's requests. We ended up filming the series. By the end of it all, I was actually able to tell the twins apart. And something more. I began to fall in love with them. And at the end of the videos, when we all kissed, it felt real. The video was a viral success. We got 10 billion views. And suddenly, people were asking who I was. The guys who loved the twins were mad at me, though. All of them were jealous that their 2 crushes were kissing another guy. I became the breakout star of their channel. And every video, people were asking when I was going to be back in their new videos. Twyla and Maeve eventually gave in to the fans, and I became a regular in the channel. Everywhere I went, people recognized me. Girls freaked out when they saw me. One day, I was back at the car wash. I was rinsing down one of the cars in the lot when Byron drove up and honked and made me jump. Wow, you're still here. I knew it. Didn't I tell you guys they went bankrupt and now they have to be homeless? I bet you live in the car wash now, huh, beggar boy? My old friends laughed at me, and they did whatever their new king wanted. But that was when the twins came up to Byron and demanded that he got out of the shot. What? What shot? Look behind you, doofus. There's cameras everywhere. We're filming a video. Then Byron moved his car. He revealed the throng of fans that he had failed to notice. They were screaming at him for being rude and booing him. Yeah, get out of the shot, doofus. We can't see our husband. I love you, Alec. Marry me. I couldn't help but laugh at my old friends' faces. They'd never even been on a date before, and there I was with screaming girls asking for my hand in marriage. Any chance you can give our numbers to any of your fans? I bet they'll go on a date with us if you tell them we're friends, right? Nice try, Byron. Come on, man. Help a bro out. I'll even pay you. How's 1,000 sound? My fans aren't that cheap, Byron, and I would never sell them out, especially not to scum like you. Get lost. I shooed Byron and my old friends away. I told them had they not betrayed me for shiny gadgets and toys, they'd be enjoying my success with me. Now, they were riding out like sad little puppies in their loser king's car. As Twyla and Maeve wrapped up filming, I looked into the crowd and saw my ex standing there, waiting for me to notice her. And I did, but not in the way she hoped. Hope that 10K was worth it, Carrie, 'cause now I make millions, and you'll never see a cent of it. Come on, guys, time to go back home to our beachside villa. I kissed my twin stepsisters, and we proceeded to sign autographs, as Carrie was pushed away by our adoring fans.